Hi guys, this is Ted. I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of a lap of Knockhill. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do to stop the car rolling first of all. These are a couple of laps and I got it completely wrong. A little bit further around the lap. So what we're going to do is, when you feel the car going up onto two wheels, you're just going to turn into the roll. So you see here, when I go up through this left and right, the car's on two wheels now, so I turn left and it drops the car back down. I think over here we had one as well going into the first corner. Again, the car goes up onto two wheels, I steer left into the roll and it drops the car back down onto its wheels. Okay, you lose a load of time, it's messy, but at least you're not dead in the water. So let's go on and have a look at one of these laps. I've got 57.5 on the board so far. So as we're approaching turn 1, we're in 4th gear and we're accelerating hard. I'm already starting to brake and I'm a good way before this blue triangle of curbing. I'm on the brakes, but I'm still on full throttle. I'm just kind of thinking about things at the minute. So fast forward a little bit further. Now I'm fairly hard on the brakes and I'm only at about a third throttle. But again, I'm still a good way from this quarter of this triangle of curbing. If I scroll forward, there you go. Now, just before the point of this piece of curbing, I'm already turning right and I've dropped it down into 3rd gear and I'm hard on the brakes. Still keeping a little bit of throttle. As we go through the corner, you see I'm still on the brakes, I'm still turning, I'm still got a little bit of throttle. Now I'm coming off the brakes to allow the car to roll through the corner. What I'm aiming for is this little red hump here. So as you can see, I've got quite a big bit of blue and white curb and I've got the big red sausage. Don't hit the sausage because that'll send you up onto two wheels and then you're going to have to go into that correction thing. See, I'm pretty much off the brakes now and I'm at about half throttle. So let's have a look at where the car's positioned. You see, I'm just gonna maybe nick that red bit, but I'm using all of this curb. I'm all on the blue and white. It's there for a reason, so use it. Now, as I drop down the hill, I'm already thinking about turning right, and I want to be as far as I can onto this blue piece of curb. I don't want to go on the inside of the curb. That's a really fast way to do it if you can get the inside wheels here, but it's so risky and the car will be up on two wheels. I've rolled it so many times taking this piece of dirt, so try and avoid the dirt, just stay on the blue and white stuff. See, as I've come out of the right-hander, I'm already turning for the left. No brakes, but I have eased off the throttle a tiny little bit just to feather it. I'm through that corner nicely. Now I'm aiming for this piece of curb here. I want to be as far over here as I can. This corner ahead of us, this right-hander, it looks like it's really tight. It feels like you want to be in 2nd gear. You really don't. It's a 3rd gear corner. It's going to feel awful. It's going to feel bogged down. But trust me, 2nd gear is not right for this. You want to stay in 3rd. So I'm going to get myself all the way over here. You can take a little bit more of this curb if you want. I didn't really get the exit right from the previous corner, so I'm not as far left as I want to be. But as you can see, this corner that looks like a really sharp thing that's more of an arc, I'm already thinking about turning. There we go. I'm turning already, and I'm only just level with the blue and white curbing, but I'm already turning in. It's not a sharp turn. It's a nice, gentle ease around the corner. I'm braking hard, but I've left a little bit of throttle in. And I'm aiming to be almost on this red bumper curb here. Off the brakes, half throttle, and I'm just teasing it round the corner, and here we go. I am just where I want to be. There's my apex is just here really. It's not on this crown, it's just beyond. So I'm about where I want to be. Roll through. Now the car's going to drift out to the left here. Use as much of this blue and white stuff as you can. There we go. I'm all the way over it. All the way over it. And that's brilliant. Just don't get a wheel on the grass because you will spin, especially if you're in 2nd gear. And don't get a wheel in the gravel. It's just a nightmare and it bogs you down. You can't get out. So now I'm going to cut across, and I'm aiming to just brush the tip of this red sausage curb here. I'm on full throttle, I've got no brakes. There we go, perfect, nailed it. Let's have a look where the car is. See, I'm just gonna brush the side of that, but I want as much of this blue and white stuff as I can get. Now it gets interesting. You know you've got this curb here. You know there's a massive sausage curb on the right-hand kink as we come out of this chicane. So what I want to do is get as near to these tyres as I can, because there's no horrible curb on the inside, so I can cut loads of that and pretty much straight line this chicane. So here we go. I've got a little bit of right lock on. I'm still on full throttle. I'm just going to try and get as close as I can to this tyre wall here, this tyre mat stack. That's where my car's aiming. My car is aiming to be here. You can just about see the top of that sausage curb here, and I'm aiming to straddle that. So let's go back into the car. So now that I'm pretty much at the tyre stack, now as soon as I'm level with the tyre stack, I'm going to be turning right. There we go, I'm right already. And you can't see this corner, we're totally blind. But if you get your right wheel on this curb, you're going to go up onto two wheels. If you can straddle it, you're not going to get a penalty, and you are going to just ride it nicely. It does bounce around a bit sometimes, so you do have to be careful. It's mildly risky, but it's really slow to go hard left, hard right, and keep your right wheels here. So you just want to straddle this curb as much as you can. Again, the car's going to drift out to the left now. We're going to use as much of the blue and white stuff as we can. It's there for a reason. Now, again, this is another third gear corner. It's going to feel like a second. It looks sharper than it is. We're going to be on the brakes before we get to the green piece here of the blue and white curbing, and we're going to be turning in before then as well, or just after there rather. There we go. I'm thinking about braking at this point. Starting to ease onto the brakes. A little bit more brake. A little bit more brake. And then I'm turning in. I'm only just into the blue and white curbing, but I'm already turning in. I'm aiming for this sausage, but I want to be just to the left of the sausage, and the apex of this corner is about 2/3 of the way round. So I don't want to be aiming for the start of the sausage. I'm aiming for the end of the sausage. There we go. I'm locking it in as hard as I can now. I'm full lock. I'm not on full throttle. The back end will step away. But the car's being positioned nicely. Let's have a look. You see, I'm aiming it, and I'm aiming for here. This is where I'm aiming for, about where that blue mark, the blue bit and the red bit is there, just around here. So let's get back inside. Again, once we're through this corner, the car's going to drift out to the left. Don't worry about it. We want to use as much of this blue and white stuff as we can, and don't panic if you run over this grass. It's not going to slow you down at all. I could have actually taken a little bit more there. Now we're just flat out and going up the gears. Now, as we approach the hairpin, you've got this big piece of fresh tarmac here. You want to be braking about where this stain is. So it's sort of 3/4 of the way through the tarmac. Let's have a look. There you go. I'm starting to brake harder on the brakes, and I'm 3/4 of the way through the tarmac. I'm coming off the throttle. I'm on the brakes. I'm full brakes, and I've still left about 1/3 of the throttle in here, because you don't want to let the revs drop. Still on full brake, still on 3rd throttle. And then there we go, look, I'm right towards the edge of this piece of curbing here, and I'm turning in. I'm aiming for the apex to be about here, which is on the exit of the corner. It's 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way around the corner. So I'm going to roll through. I'm half throttle, and I'm off the brakes now. I'm not going to give this full throttle until, oh, look at that lovely Course 939 Prince logo there. Again, I'm going to try and use as much of this blue curb as I can. There's my apex, really. This is there's so many ways around this corner. This is the one I found the quickest. So there we go. Just about clipped it. I can use a bit more of this blue stuff if I want, but I don't need to. So here we go. And then as we exit the corner, we're going to let the car run out. We're going to use as much of this blue and white stuff as we can. I've said it before, it's there for a reason. so just make use of it. And there we are, we cross the line and we get a 56.9. So looking at that lap again in real time, we're over the line, we're going to position the car as far left as we can, we're going to brake and turn in early, we're going to be on the throttle, we're going to be braking early and turning in. Again, this is a sweeping corner, not a tight one, so leaving in third as far to the right as we can get. We're going to straight line the chicane. It's a bit bouncy, but it works just about. Bit of a correction. We're going to brake nice and early, we're going to leave it in third gear, we're going to leave some revs on, and we're going to power through the corner, keeping use of the loads of the curve on the left, down the straight and up the gears, full throttle, we're going to brake 3/4 of the way through the dark patch, brake, turning in, leave the apex lane, gently on the throttle, and away we go. And there you are. There is a lap of Knockhill. It's a 56-second lap and it took nearly 12 minutes to explain it. But I hope that makes some sense, and I hope to see you on track again soon. Good luck, guys.